Welcome back, my beautiful humans, to another episode of If I Die Tomorrow. And I want to talk to you today a little bit about grief. Obviously, we're using this question to live a better, more intentional life. But what happens when someone in your life does die? They don't have tomorrow. You know, there are so many people and relationships that we have that we communicate in a way that most other people or most others never see, never understand, never get to be a part of. It's a bond that's formed. It's like a specific nod, like them, let's leave the party, and the person that you're with, they know it. They know that secret language, you know, where you're having an entire conversation based off eyebrow raises, a head nod, and, a chuckle. But not one single word was spoken. There's that private dialect. It's built with people we love. They don't have a dictionary, and it's different for every relationship you have, and none of it is written down, and it's not for everybody else in this world. We forge these based on the connection that we have with the people in our life. I mean, think about it. You can look so put together and like a responsible, reasonable adult, but to your person, you're the one that can't ever remember where they put their glasses, or half the time they forget where their keys are. And the other half is your glasses are literally on top of your head and you're running around like a mad person, or, you're running around like a person just flustered and exhausted because you can't find your glasses that are on top of your head. But your person knows. And a lot of times, all they have to do is look at you and, you know, you don't even have to tell them why you're flustered. They'll just go on top of your head. Those are those moments. And we all have them. And we spend years sometimes building these invisible worlds that we don't need a language for. It's not the big speeches that define us. It's the fact that we knew exactly why you didn't want to go to that restaurant or why that song makes you cry. And there didn't need to be any words spoken. I will tell you, grief isn't a generic experience. It's a custom-built room that only two people ever lived in. That is why you can lose someone, and to you it was your mom, but to somebody else it was their sister, to somebody else it was their wife, grandmother, friend, acquaintance. But do you see, that's what I mean. And each person's grief is going to be different based on the connection they had in the world that they built with that person. And sometimes people can, if they're looking at someone and they see an emotional reaction, and in their mind they're like, I didn't realize they were that close. Well, they say that because they only saw the front porch of the relationship. They didn't see the house that was built. They didn't see the plumbing. They didn't see all the hard work. They didn't see the structure as it was being built. They just saw a porch with two people standing on it. They never understood or went in deeper. And sometimes people think that the size of grief is determined by that. And that's not true at all. Because the depth of the loss that someone feels is based on the room that was built between the two of them. And I don't care if you're 25 and you've lost a mentor, or you're 70 and you lost your sibling. The pain is the collapse of a structure that was uniquely yours. The heaviest part of loss isn't just the absence. It's the sudden responsibility of being the sole keeper of that structure, the map, of the language that no one else spoke. When the person is gone, you are the only one left who knows the code. You see something hilarious on the news and you turn to share it, only to realize the person who would have laughed with you is the one who had the key to the specific joke and is no longer there. The feeling of being unwitnessed. We feel most like ourselves when someone else truly sees us. And losing that witness means having to hold on to your own story without anyone to vouch for you or for the best parts. We need to offer grace to those who are mourning because we weren't in the room where their relationship lived. We don't know the volume of their loss. The most sacred parts of our lives aren't the grand stories we tell the world. They're the quiet scribbles in the margins that only two people have the key to read. When we grieve, we are mourning the messy, honest, unscripted notes that made the whole story make sense. It doesn't matter if the world only sees the main text. I want to ask you to keep building those private dialects, even though it makes the soul keeping harder. The weight of the grief is simply proof of the beauty of what was built. Don't wait. Don't wait for the door to close before you appreciate the house that was built. Acknowledge your secret codes that you share with every person in your life. I mean, you have a different language for everybody. It's so funny because there are times that we sit there and go, oh, you won't get a private joke. That's what we mean. That's what I mean. Treasure the messy, honest notes that you write together. I'm going to ask that you take a moment to look at the people in your inner rooms and realize how lucky you are to share a language that no one else will ever know. It is a gift to be witnessed and to be a witness for someone else in your life. As always, be kind, be grateful, stay humble,